Well, if you recall, nag-umpisa ito sa isang news item sa Manila Times. Sabi ng Manila Times, quoting an unnamed Chinese embassy official in Manila, na merong gentleman's agreement si President Duterte at President Xi na ang pwedeng dalahin lang sa Sierra Madre ay pagkain at tubig at hindi pwede magdala ng mga repair materials, construction materials para i-repair yung BRP Sierra Madre. At lumabas naman si Harry Roque, former spokesperson ni President Duterte, na totoo yan, may gentleman's agreement. Yung si Sal Panelo, another spokesperson of President Duterte and legal counsel, nagsalita. Sabi niya, I checked with President Duterte, walang ganyang gentleman's agreement. Sinungaling si Harry Roque at publicity seeker lang yan. So for a few days ganyan, ano? Pero biglang nagsalita yung Foreign Ministry ng China, sabi ng Foreign Ministry spokesperson, totoo, meron talagang gentleman's agreement. Immediately, si former President Duterte, sabi niya, oo nga, meron. So, kinonfirm ni President Duterte na merong gentleman's agreement. At saka sabi niya, yung gentleman's agreement is just status quo. At saka yung status quo, meaning walang magre-repair ng Sierra Madre, walang gagamit ng military activity o military pressure. So, ang pwedeng dalahin lang sa Sierra Madre, tubig at pagkain lang. So, walang construction material. Kasi yun daw ang status quo. Now, yun ang facts, no? So, ang analysis ko ito, yun ba talaga ang status quo when that gentleman's agreement was made in 2017? Totoo ba na ang dinadala lang natin noon in 2017 ay tubig at pagkain lang? Hindi, because hindi totoo yan. Hindi yan ang status quo. Kasi yung 1999, sinadsad natin yung Sierra Madre sa Ayungin Shoal, no? So yun na naging outpost natin. In 2002, 3 years later, nagkaroon ng Declaration of Conduct. Declaration of Conduct by the parties between ASEAN and China, at sabi ng Declaration of Conduct, no country will occupy unoccupied features as of 2002. Bawal mag-occupy pag unoccupied yan as of 2002. But if you occupied it as of 2002, you can maintain it. If you have a facility, pwede mo i-repair. Yun ang kasunduan sa 2002 Declaration of Conduct. Yung Sierra Madre, andoon na yan yung 2002. When the Declaration of Conduct was signed in 2002, andoon na yung Sierra Madre since 1999, mga 3 years na. So, yung Sierra Madre, hindi kasama yon sa prohibition. We can maintain Sierra Madre, repair it, because that is the status quo when the 2002 Declaration of Conduct was signed. Klaro yan, kasi yung outpost natin sa Pag-asa, yung outpost ng Vietnam sa ibang isla nila, outpost ng China sa ibang isla nila, as of 1902 at 2002, will continue and will be repaired, will be maintained. So ganyan din yung sa atin sa Ayungin Shoal. So ang status quo, as of 2002, we continue to repair Sierra Madre, at saka we can continue to supply our troops there with water and food. So, mali yung sinasabi nila na ang status quo in 2017, yung nagkaroon sila ng kasunduan, verbal with the presidency, ang status quo in 2017, tubig at pagkain lang pinapadala natin sa Sierra Madre. So yun ang mali.
Okay.
Now, anong meaning yan? Pag hindi natin i-repair ang Sierra Madre, kokolaps yan at lulubog yan kasi kinakalawang na yung superstructure. So it requires a continuous maintenance. Pag hininto natin yung repair, lulubog yan. Mawawala tayo. We will lose our outpost. Papasok ngayon ang China. So, pag pumayag ka na hindi na natin i-repair, parang sinasabi mo na, oh, aalis na kami dito, kukunin na ninyo yung Ayungin Shoal. Yun ang meaning. Pag hindi mo i-repair, parang binibigay mo na yung Ayungin Shoal kasi hindi na tayo tatagal doon sa Sierra Madre. Second, in 2017, nagkaroon na ng Arbitral Award. Ang Arbitral Award is July 2016. So, yung pumayag si Duterte sa Gentleman's Agreement, alam niya na yung Ayungin Shoal na-declare na atin yon, part of our EEZ. Pag part of our EEZ, we have the sole right to put up a structure. Tayo lang pwedeng tumayo ng struktura doon. Tayo lang pwedeng mag-exploit, kumuha ng oil, gas o fish. Hindi pwede ang China magkaroon ng outpost doon. Hindi pwede ang Chinese fisherman mangisda doon. Hindi sila pwede kumuha ng langis doon. Tayo lang. So, yung economic resources sa atin lang at we have the sole right, sole right to put up a structure on Ayungin Shoal. So, yun, give up ni Duterte yun kasi pumayag siya na hindi tayo mag-repair ng hindi tayo pwede mag-repair ng Sierra Madre, so wala tayo, mawawala yung ating outpost doon. Yun ang problema. At saka sabi ni Duterte doon sa press conference niya, hindi ko nga alam kung ano yung Ayungin Shoal na yan. I do not know anything about Ayungin Shoal. So, yung presidente entered into the Gentleman's Agreement pero wala siyang alam ng Ayungin Shoal. Pero yung Ayungin Shoal is the very essence of the agreement. Pwede ba tayo to continue there? Pwede ba nating i-repair yung Sierra Madre para hindi tayo mapaalis dyan o hindi tayo mawala ng outpost sa Ayungin Shoal? So, for you to enter that Gentleman's Agreement, pag pumayag ka doon, dapat alam mo ano yung Ayungin Shoal. Sabi doon dito, wala akong alam sa Ayungin Shoal. So anong klaseng agreement ang pinasukan niya na wala siyang alam sa subject matter of the agreement? Bakit importante yung Ayungin Shoal? Kasi yung Ayungin Shoal, mga 20 nautical miles lang yan from Mischief Reef. Ang Mischief Reef is the largest air and naval base of China. Pinakamalaking air and naval base ng China sa Spratly. Pag andyan tayo sa Ayungin Shoal, makikita natin, we can monitor the Chinese. Kaya ayaw ng Chinese, ayaw nila yung presence natin sa Ayungin Shoal. At saka yung Ayungin Shoal, that is the gateway. That's the gateway to Reed Bank. Kasi after Ayungin Shoal, everything is submerged already. Mga reefs doon submerge at low or high tide, totally submerged. Pero yung Ayungin Shoal, pag low tide, makikita mo pa yung mga rocks, no? It is a low tide. Kasi pag low tide, makikita mo, high tide, wala. So, that is the ideal outpost to guard, to monitor Reed Bank. Ano yung Reed Bank? Reed Bank is very rich in gas. 2 or 3 times more gas reserves than Malampaya. So napaka-importante na we will be in control of Ayungin Shoal. So yun. Pumasok ng kasunduan si Duterte sa Ayungin Shoal without knowing what Ayungin Shoal is. Sabi niya, hindi ko nga alam yon. Anong klaseng presidente yon? So that is the situation.
Okay. Sir, diretsuhin na po natin ang justice. Unang-una, itong handshake deal na ito, na inamin naman ni Pangulong Duterte, was this valid? And number 2, hindi po ba ito paghuhudas o pagda-traitor sa interes ng Pilipinas?
Well, definitely dehado tayo, no? pag yung pumayag siya na hindi natin i-repair, parang sinabi mo na sa inyo na ito, maghintay na lang kayong few more months, lulubog na itong Sierra Madre. So aalis na kami dito. Yan ang meaning yan. So talagang against national interest yan. Pinamigay niya in effect ang Ayungin Shoal.
Okay. Nabanggit niyo po, Justice, yung 2002 Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea, no? So, ang ganda ng pagkakalatag niyo po nun. Pero alam po natin, hindi po siya legally binding and mismo China violate po yan, no? So, should that still be part of the equation? Lalo nanalo na naman tayo against China in 2016. So, don't you think a conversation dito, hindi nga dapat pinag-uusapan dito yung handshake deal or what Wala kang karapatan dyan in the first place. I mean, that's my opinion there.
Well, so far, the parties are more or less complying, no, with the Declaration of Conduct. Kasi makita mo, 2002 yan, 2012, China seized Scarborough Shoal. Pero hanggang ngayon, hindi sila nagtatayo doon. They just surround it with their maritime militia and Coast Guard vessel. Kasi they don't want to be seen by the world na bina-violate nila yung Declaration of Conduct. Hanggang ngayon, ini-invoke pa yun So, it is a restraint on China. So, hindi rin tayo pwede i-violate yan kasi sabihin ng China, kayo nag-violate. So, free for all na ngayon. Magba-violate na lahat. So, everybody tries to follow the Declaration of Conduct. Kaya lang, nakalagay dun sa Declaration of Conduct, the parties shall resolve the dispute in accordance with UNCLOS. Importante yon na, okay, walang gagalaw, restraint, you cannot occupy unoccupied features, pero you resolve your dispute in accordance with the UNCLOS. Ngayon, we went to UNCLOS in 2012. 2002 yun, Declaration of Conduct, 2012, nanalo tayo. No? Sabi ng tribunal, yung Ayungin Shoal, low tide yan, part of the EEZ. So, that dagdagan sa ating legal right. No? Kasi, when we go to UNCLOS, that is actually in accordance with the Code of Conduct. Kasi sabi ng Code of Conduct, the parties will settle the disputes in accordance with UNCLOS. So pag pumunta ka sa UNCLOS, that is complying with the Declaration of Conduct. So we can cite both documents, no? Although Declaration of Conduct is just persuasive, we can still cite it kasi everybody tries to follow it. Pag violate mo yan, you will lose the moral high ground. Even China tries to keep it, no?
Kaya ako lang po nabanggit yun, Justice, kasi nga, speaking of moral high ground, I don't know kung merong ganun ng China ngayon dahil bukod sa pambubuli nila, diba, they militarized the occupied features dito sa South China Sea. Kasama na po yung pasok na pasok sa ating exclusive economic zone. So wasn't that also yung artificial island building nila, weren't those activities violative of the DOC maski na hindi po siya legally binding?
Well, yung DOC kasi ang pinagbawal you occupy unoccupied. Ang sinasabi nila na-occupy na namin yung Mischief Reef 1995 pa So, yun, no? Pwedeng may wiggle room sila doon. But, kasi nakalagay doon, you settle your dispute in accordance with UNCLOS, yan ang ginawa natin. Natalo sila sa UNCLOS. Sabi ng UNCLOS Tribunal, yung Mischief Reef, hindi sa inyo yan, sa Pilipinas yan. That's part of the EEZ. So, dapat doon sila, dapat irespeto nila yan. Kasi kasama yan sa Code of Conduct na, sa Declaration of Conduct na you settle your dispute in accordance with UNCLOS. Kaya pumunta nga tayo doon. So sabihin natin, sabi ng Declaration of Conduct, settle it in accordance with UNCLOS, sinettle nga namin, China, you comply. So dagdag yun. No?
Yun sir, yung yung accountability naman. Kasi isa rin po yan sa mga binanggit ni President Bongbong Marcos. So sabi niya, if it's a bad decision, you're accountable. So ngayon, nililinaw pa nila from the Duterte administration, ano ba talaga yung pinasok na agreement. Pero in cases like this, how do we hold the previous administration, in particular the former president, accountable po?
Well, mga kaibigan ko na lawyers din, pinakita nila na there is actually a provision in the anti-graft law. Nakalagay doon, a government official who causes undue injury to the government, causing undue injury to the government through manifest partiality or gross inexcusable negligence is liable. At saka ang penalty dyan is 6 years to 10 years, no? Imprisonment. At saka 20 years ang prescriptive period. So, papasok yan. Kasi yung gentleman's agreement talaga will cause injury to the government. Kasi pinamigay mo yung ayungin show. At saka, we have the right to bring repair materials. You agreed na hindi tayo magdala ng repair materials. So, that is causing undue injury to the government. No? Mawawala sa atin yung insyole. So, pwede pumasok yan dyan.
Okay. Yung po, sir, yung tao dito. So, may mga pwedeng gawin to hold the former president accountable pagdating dito. Pero yung yung handshake agreement na yan, hindi ba effectively na-rescind na yan nung sinabi ni President Marcos na kung meron mang pinasok yung previous administration sa agreement, I rescind it. Was that enough po?
Yeah, ang posisyon natin, kasi yung agreement na yan was not revealed to the public. Walang nakaalam yan eh. Kahit na si President Marcos Jr., nalaman niya na lang yung lumabas yan. Ako, nalaman ko na lang yung lumabas yan. So wala sa atin nakaalam na meron palang agreement na ganyan. Now, if it is not disclosed, it's not announced, it will not bind the government. At saka parang agreement lang between two heads of state na it will not survive their term. Pag natapos na yung term nila, hindi na pwedeng that will bind the next president kasi hindi niya naman alam yan eh. Wala naman nakaalam yan eh. So, that is our position. It was hidden from the public. Sila lang nakaalam, so it cannot bind the public, no? So, yun ang position natin. It will not bind the next president. At saka, sinabi rin ng next president, I refuse to be bound by that. I rescind that kung adyan pa yan. So, that's the correct way.
Mm-hmm. And Justice, how do we move forward from this? Kasi nga, in China, pinalutang yung secret agreement na yan for a reason, no? Nilik nila yan siguro sa media. Obviously, nilik nila. So, meron silang target dyan. And I think this is part of their influence operations. In the meantime, habang nambubuli sila, yung mga leader natin dito sa Manila, nag-aaway-away. Nagdedebate tayo. Ano ba yung laman ng secret agreement na yan? I mean, how do we move forward from this? Hindi ba parang naiisahan tayo lalo na napaka-chaotic ng domestic issues natin dito when it comes to that agreement? Nag-aaway yung dating Pangulo at saka yung kasalukuyang Pangulo. In the meantime, China is still doing its own thing dito sa ating sariling bakuran po.
Well, tama ka dyan. Kasi this is distracting us but we have to face this. Kasi alam mo, sabi ni Duterte, personal agreement lang yan namin ni President Xi. Pero yung China, nagsalita sila, yung foreign ministry ng China, nagsalita na this is a state-to-state agreement. This is an agreement not between Xi and Duterte, but between China and the Philippines. So, iba yung kanilang narrative, ha? They want to bind the Philippines. So, magkakaroon tayo ng away dito sa China whether the agreement binds the Philippines or not. Kasi ang posisyon nila, binding on the Philippines. So, we have to face that problem. Kasi they will tell the world, may agreement kami with the Philippines na dapat hindi nila dalhin yung construction material eh. We have to explain to the world that this is not binding on the Philippines. Kasi it was a secret agreement between Duterte and Xi. Walang nakaalam. So we have to face this. And we have to explain why it's not binding on us. that was not declared. It's not an announcement to the country or to the world. So hindi pa, you cannot bind the world. No, walang announcement eh. Cannot bind the Filipino people. Walang announcement eh. So we cannot escape this because ang nakikita ko na ang posisyon ng China, ididiin nila ito eh, na may agreement, kinonfirm na ni Duterte na mayroon silang gentleman's agreement. Ang next step nila, sasabihin nila, that is agreement between the state of China and the state of the Philippines. Yun ang next step nila. Sinabi na nila yan sa kanilang press release eh. This is the agreement between China and the Philippines.
Oo nga eh. Parang napaka-active po kasi ng kanilang narrative, no? Yung kanilang influence operations na alam naman nilang mali pero ipapakalat nila at dun magsisimula yung starting point ng mga discussion. Pero paano po ba natin ito maganda i-counter? Kasi nga unang-una, nanalo na tayo sa arbitral ruling 2016 pa lang. So sa atin malinaw yung Ayungin Shoal sa low tide elevation. So how do we move from here po?
Well, we would continue to supply Sierra Madre with construction materials kasi we cannot say na hindi na natin i-supply kasi that means sang-ayon na tayo doon sa narrative ng China. We must continue, no? At saka we must think of putting up another structure kasi yung Sierra Madre talaga lulubog yan eh. We can only repair it up to a certain extent eh. So mag-isip na tayo anong itatayo natin doon because as part of the EEZ of the Philippines, exclusive right natin na magtayo ng struktura doon. So ang suggestion ko, we put up a lighthouse, a marine research center at saka substation ng Coast Guard para meron tayong Coast Guard vessel doon. Pag inatake yon, we can invoke the Mutual Defense Treaty with the US, no? So we maintain it as a Coast Guard substation.
Lastly, Justice, no? Dito sa ginagawa laging pambubuli ng China dito sa ating resupply missions, legally, ano pa ba yung pwede nating ruta? Ano pa ba yung mga pwede nating puntahan po na korte, for instance, dito sa ginagawa ng China na yung panghaharas sa ating mga resupply missions po?
Well, pagtatayo tayo ng civilian structure like lighthouse, marine research center or substation ng Coast Guard, tapos hintuin tayo ng China in constructing those structures, those civilian structures, we can go to the tribunal. Kasi ngayon, we cannot go to the tribunal kasi it's a military activity. Resupplying BRP Sierra Madre is a military activity kasi naval vessel yung BRP Sierra Madre is a military vessel and UNCLOS has no jurisdiction over military activities because China in 2006 opted out of arbitration when it involves military activities. That is allowed under UNCLOS. So we have to find a way to convert the activity to a civilian activity.
Like paano po?
Yan, magtayo tayo ng lighthouse to be manned by the Coast Guard. Magtayo tayo ng Marine Research Center to be operated by the UP Marine Science Institute. At saka may substation ng Coast Guard doon. We can park there, station there 2 small Coast Guard vessels so that if that will be attacked, it's still an armed attack on a public vessel of the Philippines covered by the Mutual Defense Treaty.
Nagustuhan niyo ba ang ganitong pagtalakay? Mag-follow sa Informador FB page at mag-subscribe sa Informador YouTube channel. Ang Informador ay nilikha ng mga staff ni Atty. Ricky Tumutorgo, aka Insurrecto, upang lalong lumawak ang inaabot ng pagpapalaganap ng katotohanan at labanan ang fake news.